Permanence is the only luxury that cannot be manufactured until now. Inside an industrial pressure pot, crystal clear epoxy resin is forced into every vein of a gold-streaked black horn, trapping the result is an object that cannot crack, fade, or decay, because the horn becomes the vessel. And in 8 minutes, the exact two-stage process that makes this possible will be shown.
True luxury isn't just what you own, but what owns the room. And this horn doesn't ask for attention, but simply demands it.
This precision isn't luck, but science, because every edge, every vein, and every golden thread is controlled down to the microscopic level. This horn weighs over 4 kilograms, which is not just decorative weight, but the weight of permanence, because resin isn't light, it's armor. Water can't stain it, sun can't fade it, and heat can't melt it, because this horn is immune to the things that destroy everything else. Gold veins don't follow rules but follow nature, while resin doesn't care about nature and fills every path, every crack, and every secret tunnel inside the horn. Matte black isn't easy, because every scratch, every smudge, and every tiny mistake shows, and that is why only master craftsmen can make it work. Every side tells a different story and every curve reveals a new pattern, so this horn isn't just one piece of art, but 1,000 pieces depending on where you stand. This is what permanence looks like, because it doesn't need a crowd or applause. It just is.
This beautiful thing started as that. How? Let me show you.
These horns don't come from Africa or Asia, but come from right here in the American West, where longhorn cattle have roamed these lands for over 400 years.
These cattle are not raised for meat, but are raised for their horns, because each horn is unique like a fingerprint.
The horns fall off naturally, just like deer antlers, and they don't hurt the animals. We just walk the fields and collect what nature gives us.
The horns travel from the ranch to the factory in Denver, which is a 6-hour drive, but the real journey is just beginning.
Here at Horncrafts USA, they take these rough, natural horns and transform them into works of art. But first comes inspection.
Only 3 out of every 10 horns pass inspection. Because of cracks, rot, or damage, any flaw in the horn is rejected. We only work with the best.
These horns are sent back to the ranch for fertilizer or animal feeders. Nothing goes to waste here, but only the perfect horns move forward.
Each horn is washed 3 times. First to remove dirt, second to remove oils, and third to prepare it for the first stage of the resin process. We let the horns dry for a full 48 hours. Any moisture left inside will absolutely ruin the resin process. I'm here to show how this ugly, rough thing becomes this masterpiece, and it happens in 2 stages, starting with pressure resin, followed by black coating. This is a pressure pot where they can create 6 times normal atmospheric pressure, which is like being 200 feet underwater.
Stage 1 begins with resin, using 2 parts resin and 1 part hardener, mixed thoroughly for exactly 60 seconds. Before we use the resin, we put it in a vacuum chamber to remove every single bubble, because bubbles are our enemy.
This is not painting, but infusion, because they push resin into every vein, every crack, and every tiny hole while the horn drinks it in.
They submerge it completely, so every square millimeter must be covered, with no air pockets and no dry spots.
The pressure pot is sealed, and now the real magic begins.
Inside pressure rises to 80 psi and the resin is forced into every microscopic gap so the horn doesn't just get coated, but gets transformed. The horn stays under pressure for 24 hours, during which time the resin cures and becomes solid. The pressure is released and the resin has cured, so now the horn is like a fossil trapped forever in clear amber. But they are only halfway done.
The horn is now 100% sealed, so no water can enter and no scratch can reach it. It is still clear, and they want matte black. The finishing begins.
First, they cut away the excess resin because the horn is inside and they just need to find it.
They grind the resin until it matches the horn's original shape exactly, with no extra thickness and no uneven spots, because it must be perfect.
Sanding takes 3 hours, starting with rough grit and working up to 1,000 grit. Every scratch from the previous grit must be removed, which takes time and skill. At 1,000 grit, the surface is smooth enough to reflect a mirror, but they are not done because now they make it black.
Before we apply the black coating, the horn must be absolutely clean. One fingerprint will show through the matte finish.
The matte black coating is a two-part system, which is not paint, but a chemical coating that bonds with the resin.
The spray booth is a clean room, with no dust, no hair, and no anything, because the black coating must be applied in perfect conditions.
The first layer is a tack coat, which creates a base for the next layers, and it dries in 10 minutes.
The second coat gives depth, and the matte finish starts to appear. It is not shiny, but dark, and the darkness deepens as it becomes powerful. The third coat is the finish coat, which gives the horn its signature matte black look, with no shine and no reflection, but just pure, dark, absolute black. The coating cures for 2 hours at 150 degrees, which makes it hard, and not just black, but armor. The matte black coating is so thin that the gold veins still show through like stars in a dark night sky, and this is what they came for.
Every horn is inspected by hand, and if they find any flaw, it is rejected, because only 1 in 5 horns passes this final test.
The final polish removes any microscopic dust so the horn isn't shiny, but it is clean with pure matte perfection. Nothing is left to chance. We check the weight to ensure it matches the original horn plus the exact resin amount for perfect balance. At 4.18 kilograms, it's within spec.
Each horn receives their stamp, which is not just a logo, but a promise that this horn will last forever or your money back.
Packaging is an art using 3 layers of custom foam so the horn doesn't move even if the box is thrown.
The crate is built to survive anything, including air travel, ocean shipping, and rough handling, because the horn inside is safe.
The horn begins its journey to a new home, which could be your living room, your office, or a museum.
And when you open this crate, you will feel what they feel, because this is not just an object, but a piece of forever. Where will you place yours? On a mantle or in a glass case? Because wherever it goes, it will command attention.
Wow.
Under light, the matte black creates a void of darkness, but the gold veins glow like fire in a dark cave.
Where did you get this? Your friends will ask, your family will ask, and strangers will ask, because this horn starts conversations.
What's that?
This horn will outlive you and your children and their children, because it is not just art, but a family heirloom.
That from a ranch in Colorado to a pressure pot in Denver, and from 3 coats of black to 24 hours of curing, this is what permanence looks like, and this is the indestructible horn.
Permanence isn't manufactured, it is earned. And this horn earned it. And yours will too.
Thank you for watching. If you want one, visit our website at horncraftsusa.com. This is Jake, signing off.
Every frame in this video is handcrafted from concept to final edit. A real human guides every step using AI tools. All content is original and follows YouTube 2026 monetization rules.